Hey YouTube, this is Stampede VXL here, and this is my review on the Velineon brushless power system that I have installed in my Stampede. Now, first off, I want to say that this is a really good system, and while it does have a lot of pros to it, it does have about 2 cons. And first off, I'm going to start on the motor. The motor is absolutely insane. I think it's a perfect choice for this car, and Traxxas engineered it specifically for this car, not just for a universal, just specifically for this car and the other XL5 cars. But I mean, the motor's just insane. It has you can probably call it a 545 size motor because it's bigger than a 540, but it's not quite the size of a 550. And it has a larger shaft. So because of the more power and torque it puts through, and it is rated at 3500 kV. And let me tell you guys, that doesn't mean it's going to be slow. This system is actually really fast. On 6 cells, I mean, it did not feel like 35 or 30 miles an hour. It kind of felt like more than 35 actually on 6 cells. And I mean, that's just crazy. It was just pulling wheelies, and some of that was because of the motor, and some of it was also because of the Moab tires, and they are really good. What do you call it? They hook up really good on all surfaces, and yeah, the motor is absolutely awesome. There is one con to it, and it's gonna sound a little confusing, but we'll get into it later, and that is it's powerful, and we'll kind of get into that later. The ESC does have its quirks to it. It is a little tricky to program it. It does come with the low voltage detection on, so you can use LiPo batteries, and that's what the green light is. It's constant, and then I didn't know that it comes pre-installed, so I kind of was running it for the first time, and it just shut off after like 5 minutes on a 3000 milliamp battery, so that was kind of strange. And I came back and I realized that you have to turn it on, or you have to turn the detection off. So I turned it off, and then I got a constant red light. And that kind of threw me off because red doesn't seem like a good color to mean that you're good, you know. I mean, it would have been nice if it was still another green, or even better, programming from a computer. And that is one con to it. There is no USB programming it, and that's not too big for the bashers, but it is huge for the racers. One other con to it is that it's not the most reliable ESC in the world. It does go defective after a little while. I got 2 defective ESCs in a row. This ESC has lasted me about 2 runs so far. I haven't been able to run it because my spur gear got stripped because the pinion came off. So yeah, overall the system is really good. The Velineon ESC is basically a Max Pro without the 6S capabilities and the programming from via computer. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people don't know this. If you can see this little black area right there, that's actually an auxiliary port. So you can plug in your sensor cables, and you can actually run Novak and Tekin censored motors, or any other censored motors that the cable will actually fit through. I mean, it is a really good system, and that's why I call it basically a Mamba Max Pro without the 6S and the USB, because that's the whole main draw to the Max Pro, is that it can run censored and sensorless. And so can this. So this, you can kind of say it was kind of ahead of Castle Creations for a little while, because this has been around for a little while, and Max Pro just came out a couple months ago. So yeah, if I was to do this over again, I wouldn't hesitate on getting the motor, but I might hesitate on getting the whole bundle. I probably would still go with this ESC, but for someone who doesn't really care about the money and who can cough up a little more, because the bundle is cheaper than getting this with the Sidewinder ESC, And the Sidewinder ESC doesn't have the best warranty in the world, and that's one main reason I got this. So if money isn't too big of an option to you, I would probably go with this motor and the Sidewinder ESC. Because I mean, the Sidewinder couldn't put out the amps because Traxxas advertised as 200 amps constant. That's not true. I called them and they said no, it's only 65 amps and 100 amps peak. So in the Sidewinder put out 70 amps, so you'll be good there. You'll have to change the connectors, but that's another money thing. Shouldn't be too much, but yeah. My final thoughts on the motor, I would probably give it an A+. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the power. One bad thing is that if I wouldn't put this in a T4 because it would just overpower it, and it would be not fun to drive it. You would have to try and fight the car to make it actually handle right. So I would probably put this in there, maybe something like a Sidewinder 4600, because the thing is just insane, and I mean it's just awesome. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I would probably give the motor an A+, and the ESC a B+. So altogether, I would probably just give it an A for when it's working, obviously, because the ESC does like to crap out a little bit. But yeah, I would recommend this motor to anyone, and I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, comment, rate, and invite.